There we go. Morning, everyone. How's it going? How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good overnight session. If you had the newsletter, yet again, it's come in clutch. All right, you could have paid both sides of the trade. This is what I keep talking about at the moment. Both sides of the trade is available at the moment. Many times until we get out this range. So let's have a look where we're at. All right, current daily chart gapping up. All right, so we had overnight gap and a flush, and we've been bid up ever since. And we just need to watch these same levels. This is the pin basically from last week. All right, gap got filled down here. This is the majority of the action. All right, basically just in front of 900 down towards the sort of 200 mark. All right, big rotation can take place in here and has taken place in here. Push, pull, fell break, push, fell break, back down to the other side, back to the top side. All right, this is where we're pinned in right now. Momentum is quite clearly to the upside. Okay, so we've had buyers trapped at the highs, flush, 50% rejection, reflush, into critical level. If we just zoom out, all right, holding lower volume node, held the 50-day lower Bollinger Band, push, pull back in, fill the gap, hold the high low. We can resume upside potentially here, unless we're going to see a failed breakout to the upside. So I'd say the easiest move right now is up in this market higher time frame. The problem is, unless you're one of the Globex traders that was bidding down here, all right, we're joining the market as we're near the highs. We don't really want to be bidding that. Okay, so ideally we see a pullback back in for us to bid on if we're going to bid today. Let's have a look at the hourlies, and we can go over all the volume, which is going to become key. Okay, what is this guy? This guy's from Thursday. We're going to remove him. All right. So previous week value. All right, we shifted upside from the week before. That's the first thing to note. So that's a positive move. Week before, value down here. Last week, value up here. We've shifted up. All right, we've moved point of control up. There's a positive move in the market. We can respect. Do you know what? I'm going to just put it on here because it's obviously deleted it for some bizarre reason. It's come to Sunday, all the way to Friday close. Right there. All right, we're into this previous week's level. You can see how critical this is here in this grey box. We can pull this over. Yeah. Building out well this week. Overnight, what did we see? We saw that gap down. Gaps in here. Came down into previous day value area low, lost that, came down into previous week point of control, lost that, came down into previous week value area low. This was your critical level from the newsletter. This was an absolute must hold level for bulls. Under that, they're in big trouble. What happened? Huge reaction. All right, absolutely massive reaction off here, a 400-point reaction. And then simply happens, we pull back in and we hold previous day value and we're off. Okay, so we held weekly value area low, reclaimed daily value area low, and you're off to the races. So if you didn't get a buy down here, this was certainly an opportunity for you to now bid up. We don't really want to be a buyer up here into this node. We've got a very thick node. So what I would like to see this morning is how we're going to react around these. This is where I'm going to be more comfortable looking for action in the market. Now, it's very possible the market goes turbo and doesn't want to come down to there. That's okay. If that's the case, we can join later. I'm going to be looking for a pullback into this blue level here, all right, between sort of 780s is a bit high. I'd like it to come into sort of 740s, maybe even down here to 680s, right? And I want to see if when we pull down here, we have passive buyers ready to absorb the tape, to come back into this grey box, all right? So I'm looking for something like this, or even like this, all right, to come into this level. That would be my TP1. Once we get into this level, I'll be taking some profit and looking to see if we can base above this huge node, all right, for the next leg up. And we'll be attacking here, basically in towards the 100. Now, once we get through the 100, we can zoom out. We can think about coming to top side of this range. 31,000 would be the first mark, psychological level, and 31,080s up to 100. All right, so that's what I'd like to see. What I'm very aware of is the other side of the trade. All right, so two things. We might come back in here and there's no bid, okay, and they do the second leg lower, and then here is the decision point. All right, if they want to do this, great, we can get long. If they stay heavy on this retest and they say, no, we're not doing that, go away, guys, we can think about a short here down to point of control. And if we lose point of control, we can think about this whole move back down. I'm willing to play both sides of the tape right now. All right, I have to be willing to play both sides of the tape because that's what the market is making available for us. So if we lose these key levels, that's what I'll be looking at. All right, just so we're aware. The last thing to consider would be a failed break. All right, so if there is a morning squeeze up, and ideally this happens early morning rather than later in the day, if we're going to look for this move. If we see a squeeze up and somewhere in this block, we see passive sellers hanging out and big buyers coming on the tape and getting stuck, right? Then we can play that move back into value and we will respect this. So it'd be TP1, TP2, and then just see. It's not the ideal move. That's actually the harder move to have today. It's counter trend of what's going on, but we need to be aware of it. Like I always say, I want to have you guys prepared for what might happen. So we have all possible circumstances ready. Right, in terms of gamma, we're positive on gamma. All right, we're in a drift higher environment. Again, that neutral zone for gamma lining right up where I'm interested in bidding this morning, somewhere down here. All right, so down here, you can see it right here on the tape. 735 is that? Alex can't read. I think it's to 735. All right, if we hold that and they're willing to bid, you can see they've put targets in today. Right, 31,155, 31,070, and we can talk about that as and when that would be new all-time highs. All right, downside, big put wall is right down here, all right, towards the 400s. That's your big put wall. I would say to get to there, you'd need to see this move, this big flush under, fail to reclaim. Then we can think about that move in, not beforehand. We're not thinking about that off a pump and a fail. You'd have to have a serious let go of key levels, and we just don't have that right now. Not saying it can't happen. Things can change, but we play what's in front of us. All right, lower time frames. We'll have a look at some of the ETFs and other indexes and go over why this market's moving, other than just the JD Vance progress in Iran, which is, you know, how many times we're going to hear the same headline? A million times apparently we're going to hear the same headline. Like Trump said the other week, he basically admitted to manipulating the market. Funny thing happened. The market can go down. Every time I said we're close to a deal, the market went up. So are you admitting that you've been manipulating it? No way, sir. Anyway, ES, all right, same kind of zone. You can see overnight pull back in, still set a high low versus this pivot. All right, we're still in here. Here's your big supply. These are the starter supply levels. So this is really about whether the market wants to pull in and hold 560s, 550s, or 560s, 540s, really. Anywhere in here, we're looking for this move here. All right, we will be backside if we start getting pivots underneath that and looking for weakness. All right, so not as strong as the NQ. Why? Again, semiconductors leading the charge, like we always talk about. This is easier to see when we go to the spiders. No, not SPX, SPY. There we go. Let's clean this up. Long wick there. Let's bring this up a bit. Let's put another one for later in the week. And this guy here. All right, so same kind of story on SPY. We are coming into its first call wall already this morning. So I'll be watching for a reaction on a pullback in this morning. All right, can we pull back and hold this chop zone? All right, which is actually a higher time frame key level. Right, can we pull back in and hold that for that acceleration higher to maybe take out these stops? If the answer is no, or there's a push and a fail and we come under that, that's the backside of the move. This is your over-under zone all day long. All right, but we're in positive drift higher right now. Remember, we can have a slow grind higher market. It's very, very possible. Qs, you're going to see the strength. All right, very different market. Look at that strength in the Qs. Very, very different market. Again, it's all because of the semiconductors. It always is because of the semiconductors in this market. So we're watching this zone here. And we can watch the underside of this. And we can even watch the top side of this, where it's just found a bid this morning. Right, clear target. Clear target of where it's trying to go right now. All right, so same story. Looking for dips back in to hold RBS zones, right? Are we willing to hold the top side of this? on cues. Do we need to come deeper and hold and trap more in here? Weakness comes under this. Not beforehand. Not beforehand. Very, very clear targets upside if you're trading the cues today. All right, so I'd watch dips back in towards 40s, maybe even 39s to 38s. You lose that, potentially backside for a stronger move lower. All right, if the morning shove is put up there and they trap buys into around 45, then you can think about that counter trend trade back inside. Right, why are we moving this way? Well, first thing we're going to look at Dixie. All right, is holding for now, and that's something I want to be very aware of. This zone here, we are holding the breakout. If we pull back in early week, Monday, Tuesday, and hold this for this acceleration, that's when I think the market will start to get very, very weak. All right, so watching that. VIX coming right back inside again, all right? So we're just stuck here, slowly burning down the volatility over summer. All right, and we're coming right back in. You can see these key levels down here, gap fill potentially, and then all the way back down here into 16s. The big reason is this guy right here, as always. All right, semiconductors absolutely burning. That's new all-time highs, huge call wall at 300. We talked about this last week. They've had this in the market for quite a few sessions now. They're extending up into it at this point. All right, so we can think about fib targets as well. All right, so they might peak out just above this. So we're watching how semis act to 300. That's a big, big level today, as is the pullback into this zone that we've just broken out from. So 87 to 80s. All right, are they willing to hold these, or are we going to see a peak out and failed follow through and come right back down in? We're going to have to see if and when they take profit on these semis. All right, MAG, I've got to start getting through these quicker. Apple, not great. Bottom side of its range, still holding on just about, but not great. Gap down on Apple. Amazon, gapping down on Amazon, not great either, but willing to hold a bid here at 240s potentially on Amazon. So I'd watch that today. Goog, weak as well. You get an impression here how it's a semiconductors market. Goog getting slammed as well. Meta inside previous day, but again gapping down. Microsoft inside previous day, but again gapping down. Nvidia, guess what? Strong. Semiconductors strong. You see what I'm talking about right now? This market is not in alignment for a positive move. It is all about the semiconductors. Tesla, again, gapping down. All right. Big drive out on Friday, or Thursday, sorry, I should say, gapping down inside that. Software as well, we should talk about IGV. All right. Weak as well. All right. Inside, but weak. That's the story of the tape this morning, folks. All right. The story of the tape is really MU, semiconductors pushing higher. The rest of the market does not look great. It really does not look great. And it's been that way for quite some time. So, you know, if we start seeing a risk off event where semis start selling because they've tapped this 300 and that's their target, and they say, hey, we're done with it. If we see the MAG also staying heavy and software staying heavy, we'll look for a pro alignment sell. Until that point, we have to be very careful that semiconductors don't keep holding this market up forever, which is kind of what's been happening. All right, so that's the story. I'm going to watch how we act here. Are we going to find dips here, or are we going to stay heavy and rotate under here? That's the story so far. Why have all these moved to SPX all of a sudden? Hilarious. All right, team. Good luck, everyone. We do have an unfinished auction here this morning, just under 800, which I expect them to come and clean out. And I guess we can see how we act when we get down into some of the zones that we're interested in trading in. How are we going to act down here? Are we going to find a bid in these zones this morning? Here comes the open. All right, they haven't finished that auction at the low, and I think they will come back for it, but we will see. We will see if we come down into this blue box or not. There's the squeeze up. Yes, searching for previous day highs. SOXL rejecting 300 hard. MAG all gapping down other than Nvidia and Apple. Q's pushing for high of day. Semi's doing the move up for the 300 again. And this thing's off to the races. So never getting down to our target where we'd like to get long. Cleaning out this grey box. All right, next level that it can come into really is basically 31,000. So we'll have to just be patient now and wait and see how far they shove this up. That 300 level on SOXL is absolutely key. It's absolutely vital here. They keep shoving up into it at the moment. Not able to get the breakout above it yet. Certainly wouldn't want to be a buyer up here at the moment. Here comes 300 test again on the semis. Literally on the nose. It's a huge cool wall. ES absolutely ripping faces. One of you saying you were short. I don't know why you'd be short on that. No reason to be short right now. There is an unfinished auction down at 30,800. I wonder if they will clear that out and come into that blue box for us. All right, semis, huge rejection on 300. So I'm now interested in this market. If we come into this blue box and make a decision whether we're going to stay heavy or bid, that is a massive, massive rejection on 300 on the semiconductors. That cool wall just got absolutely slammed. Here's the New York Open. This is going to be a decision point. That is such a big rejection. That's a $6 rejection on semis. Let's see if the next pop-up on semi starts to fail into 95, 96s. How they're going to act, or if they just do a full reclaim here. Wild tape. All right, let's put some volume on here before I forget as well. There we go. Semi's key here. Do we see failed follow through on the semiconductors? ES still pushing. So we've literally just flopped over on the semiconductors and ES is pushing to highs. Now I'm interested in this market, both sides, once we make a decision down here, like I talked about. If they want to bid down here and trap sellers, I'm willing to play this. If they're going to stay heavy underneath, I'm willing to play this. I'm waiting to us to come into here and make a decision. There's an unfinished auction here. I expect us to clean out at 800. I do expect us to clean this out. Here we go. Here's the clean out of that auction. This is key now. So we've now cleaned out that auction and we're going to come into this blue box and we're going to make a decision as we come down into here. So I'm watching to see how the market reacts down here. Are we going to find a bid in towards previous week value area high, previous day value area high, basically? Or are we going to see complete meltdown? So big levels here. Watching this tape now to see how we react. Some bids here all the way down to 700s right now. They're bidding. Big reaction off 290 on semi. So I'd say 95 to 96 SOXL is a key level. If they reclaim that, they're going to have another go at 300. So I'm watching to see if there's a bid here in this blue box, which we're starting to see. I just want to see one more attempt to go lower and fail to break lower before I do anything. Lots of liquidity still. 750 all the way down to 700 now. Lots of liquidity on this book. But I am willing to bid on this if we fail to break. All right, I've put a little piece on there. It's very, very small, very, very risky. But that's a fail break. Just risking that current move. And I'll cut it out at 55s and then I'll add back in at 40s to 30s if we hold. So big sellers coming in here, about to get stopped out on a very, very small run. If they absorb these sellers, though, it'd be fun. They're trying. They are trying. We're having a go here. Here we go, fellas. All right, so first target here is 800. Stops now in the money. Great absorption there. Failed to break lower. Coming up for this New York Open now. Blue box is our bid. All right, we're not going to let this make a new low of day here. Okay, so we're paying ourselves already a little piece, and we don't let ourselves make a new low of day here. But there are some sellers caught at 64s. Here we go. Can we get through this New York Open? SOXL's coming into that key level now. It's looking good. If we get through the New York Open, it'll be really fun. Really nice. Come on, baby. Get through that open. Get through that open and squeeze it. Come on, baby. There's the open. There's your TP2. Right now we're looking for 37s and then all the way up to 60s and then new high of day if we can get lucky. Here we go. Send it, baby. Send it, baby. Let's go. Let's go. That's absolutely beautiful. That's approaching 100 points already. So we want to trim some more into 60s. Now, if pullbacks hold that New York Open, I'm going to take some more longs. I'm watching SOXL back into the 300s here. Here we fucking go. Oh, don't mess with Alex. Do not mess with Alex and his boxes. Do not mess with Alex in his boxes. So with trimming and trimming and trimming, if dips now hold back into towards 820s, and if SOXL can break out, I'll add back in. Still long, just managing current position though. I'd love to add, but we're right into targets here, aren't we? Into value area high, into this low volume node. Right, reclaiming that would be very, very strong, but we know SOXL is into its cool wall here. So we failed here earlier. It all depends whether they're willing to break out here. Watching to see how we act down towards 820. If we can absorb the bid there, I'll try and get long some more size. I've trimmed most of my size off. That 300's big, big cool wall. Come on. ES looking for new high day here. Just make sure you've paid yourself, team. Let's go. Go on. Just send it through 300. Go on. Fucking send it. Go, 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 go. Send it. Send it. Send it. Oh my God. Did Alex get you long in the best possible zone today? What did I say? Long only, long only, long only. On dips in this zone. We're done. We're done. It's 7 minutes into the fucking day. Oh my God. Careful with the semis here if they do a fail break. They poked it and failed. So you should be runners only now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh gosh. Alex got you paid. Oh gosh. What a trade. What a trade, mate. I'm long from 74s right now. Long from 774s. Oh my God. Can we get any more? Right, we're watching for this red box above. Be very careful. Semis are struggling a little bit at these 300, so expect a nasty pullback at some point. And we're trying to get all the way up. Previous week high would be 975s. I don't know if we get this little red line up here. It'd be nice, but I would expect a pullback coming soon. Semis are struggling, so I'd be down to small size here. Your runners only, and really we want this 860 60s to hold. All right, so if we're going to stay bullish, we'd need to see this here. If we clear this out, we're not coming dips back down into here. It's very dangerous. So if we take the low-hanging fruit first, we're not looking for dips. If we don't take the low-hanging fruit, we can think about that move, but I want to be very careful with the semiconductors. I'm going to just show you why right now. All right, so this was the move. Semis failed the 300 on the morning drive. Here's your 300. They flushed all the way down to 90. They held this. They've come back up to 300. They've poked above and failed. Right, this is the decision point here on semis. Right, they have to hold that midpoint. If they can't do it and they keep getting stuck up here, we're going to see weakness. All right. I told you, guys. I told you. This is a very powerful move. Down into these key levels down here. What is that? I said to you guys, if they fail to break lower, I'm long in it. And that was it. They failed to break lower. I saw the absorption. Boom. That is just order flow. That is just reading what's going on the tape. You could see it very clearly. The big sellers at those lows are very unhappy. Why would you sell down there at 760s? You silly people. You silly, silly, silly people. And we had delta divergence down there. All right, now, if you're looking for more, I'll be very careful here. We can pull back right into 860s. There is an imbalance here into 880s. And how the semis act here is going to be key because we are seeing a failed break above 300s right now. I'm just warning you. right? So I would say pay yourself some money, right? How did I draw the blue box? You mean what's it based on? It's S&R levels. It was support that became resistance, which has become which became resistance again, and now has become support again. It's very clear levels. It's also a low volume node where we are likely to react. Right, I want to see this come back in a little bit here. Again, like look at the mag versus semiconductors. It's hilarious. Tesla's red on the day. Nvidia 1.5% up. Microsoft just about red on the day. Meta 1.04% down. Google 3.44% down. Amazon 1.85% down. Apple's doing better now, 1.28% up. But it's all about the semis here today, as always, right? We've taken our money. If we can't hold 360s here, I'll be done with this. All right, because semis are coming back inside. So this is the key level. If they can't hold 360s, I'm done with it. We probably come back down towards that New York Open, and we might have then achieved everything we need to achieve for the morning session. This is kind of the level. All right, done with it. Done, done, done. Here they come. Semis selling now. So we get the move we want. We don't bid this now. It's not willing to hold. We can watch this New York Open, but the damage has been done here. Damage has definitely been done here, and we just wait to see if and what they're willing to do. More sellers getting a little bit aggressive down here at that New York Open. Maybe they get their way, those guys at the bottom, but I doubt it. I would doubt it. Back down in, all the way back down and in. We didn't get to previous week value area high, previous day value area high yet in the morning shelf. We got close. It's very finicky on the tape here. This thing can move fast today. The way they've built this out, very thin both sides. Move very fast today. I'm almost tempted to try and see if they're going to pro sell this underneath now. Back down to these 290 low days on semis. This is going to be key now, whether they're going to break this. What's the pre-market level there? 80s. It's still got a way to go to test the RBS and go back down to 86s here on semis if they want. Big sell. Yes, coming right back into RBS. We'll see again how we act around these levels. I would imagine we make a new low here and come back down a bit further because they've got momentum here, but we'll see. Lots of bids down at 750 and below. I'd be surprised they don't fill them, but we'll see. Can't do anything until we come under this blue box, really. And it's back towards the New York Open. They're going to test that level. Low of day on SOXL was held. I don't think we're finished making new lows here yet, folks. That's why I don't want to bid on it second time around here. I don't think we're finished making new lows. I think pops will be sold to make a new low, and then they might trap underneath. So you can watch. I'm willing to do stuff. If we clear out the lows, I'm more willing to look at this market at the moment. We've had our first clean move, really, really nice. I don't want to bid on this second time down here. Don't think we've finished this auction lower yet. They keep bidding under 750 and below. So I think we're going to come and clean those guys out at the moment. And we can make a decision if and when we get down there of what next. Opening range now set, folks. Your New York Open is basically your over-under right now. I would imagine pops are sold into to clean out the lows at some point and then they turn it around, is what I'm thinking. Semis back down to those 290s. They're bidding off the 290s again. So we're going to come back to this sort of pivot here at 95, 50, 96s on semis, which is basically this seller that we had at 28.29. Back to the midpoint here. Well, I'm surprised they haven't cleaned this out lower and trapped more. There's not much selling on that second leg down there. Not much selling at all. Just waiting to see if we can clean out lower. I'm not looking for the short. I just want to see them clean out lower, trap sellers down there, and then play long back up is what I'm thinking. If they just pin this in, there's not a lot we can do with it. We've already had the trade from here, so I don't want to bid the same level. 5 minute on ES looks awful. Again, no excess at the low put in. So I think we will make excess at the low. If they don't do it, it's just the options market, then probably holding the market up. Both sides of the tape stacked. So they're trying to lift this back up without cleaning the lows. And there's not a lot of buyers trapped at the highs either. It's poor auction both sides at the moment, other than this seller here that we played his pain earlier in the day. There's not much else right now. I just want to leave this alone, let it do whatever it is it needs to do. 5 minute broadening, yeah, 5 minute looks terrible. Looks terrible. SPY holding on this call wall as well, so it's not letting go of that 748. They're bidding that call wall at the moment. My bias is bullish, but I would like to see this move lower first. Is basically what I'm saying. I would like to see this move lower first. If we move higher first, it's going to be very hard to do anything with it, given that semis did a fail break of 300, have come down to 290s twice now. But this 96s that we're moving into this pre-market level on the semis is probably your key over-under. We probably have to make a decision here. Mag now starting to go green, though. That's the thing. We're starting to rotate out the semiconductors into some of these mag names. It's finickety. Finickety. It's finickety. Pinned in here. Big range pinned in as well. Just that one trade so far. All right, decision point here for semis again. No trades here. This is not a zone I want to be trading in right now. So Tesla finding a bid, Microsoft finding a bid, Apple holding its bid, Nvidia coming back in a bit, but starting to find a bid as well. So are we going to go rotation now? IGV finding a bid as well. Wow. Okay, so suddenly they've turned it on. So software finding a bid, semis holding the bid, and some of the mags starting to find a bid. Decision point here for semiconductors. It looks pretty bullish right now up into this level, if they can absorb here. Wow, it's impressive. It's really impressive. I don't like the lows particularly. I don't like the highs either. Well, they look like they're going for highs right now. Semis reclaimed everything. If we base above, we can think about it, but otherwise we can't. It's not really a tradable level here. I was looking for this move down here. I wanted to see this, right? Just clean this out, trap sellers, hold to come back inside. I didn't really want to bid here. There wasn't enough excess down here for me. But we'll have to reconsider now. Target's now upside will continue to be basically 31,000. So I don't really want to trade this grey box. This is the high volume node. I'm going to try and avoid that grey box. Okay, now semi's starting to reject that pre-market level. Geez, guys, can you make a decision on what you want to do here, please? It's going to require some patience, I think. They can churn this grey box again, like they did last week, and they can do it again this week. I have to extend it out a bit by the looks of it. There. There. Get that accurate. 5-minute chocolate bar. It is, isn't it? It's exactly what it is. If they base above this grey box, they'll have a go at previous week high. If they can't do that, they're just going to keep chopping it. Semis are now rejecting. They're starting to make potentially a lower high in versus that pre-market level. Like, it's moving so quick. It's hard to say. Definitely getting a little stuck there for a moment. Flow zone's flattened out as well. It's just proof. You don't want to trade this. We had the one good trade. We've got no direction here. Everything's flattening out. Literally just watching the semiconductors right now. That's why I'm looking down there. Watching this 98 level. I keep getting stuck at. I would have said it should have been more like 97, 96s, but they lifted a bit higher to 98. So if they find acceptance through 98, then they're going to go 300s again, and this will break out. We are at 98, basically. It's trying to make its mind up here. And they can set a squeeze. If they break 300s, this thing can go absolutely bonkers. We base above this grey box and we break 300s. I will consider a long. It's a very high risk long, but not until I see semis go and us base above. Nah, rejecting 98 still. We're basically pinned in. This is why we have to be patient here. We're pinned in a $10 range on the semiconductor market. Still rejecting those 98s. The longer they can't get through the 98s, the more of a problem for the market is going to be. Grey box rotation again. There we come, down and in. 98 rejection. Right, New York Open is going to be key here again, and value area low on the session. I still think they should clear these out, but they haven't. I'm going to move this to 3 minutes because it's moving so quick. Sorry, folks, I'm not saying much, but I've just got to watch right now. There's nothing else to do. Everything's flat. We're literally at midpoint of range, VWAP, midpoint of balance, in the middle of the grey box, which is a high volume node from last week. Semis can't get back above 98s for the 300 break, but they're not breaking 290s either. We're in like chop everyone up land, and we're going to make a decision soon once we get out of this land. We just got to wait patiently. Once we get out of this, we'll have some plays. I think we should clean this out first. I say we should. I would like us to clean this out first. It would make our trades much easier for the rest of the day if we can do that. But at the moment, it's unwilling to do it. All right, ES to New York VWAP finding a bid. Mid grey box, VWAP holding here. They're going to come back to POC and make a decision up there. Here's the 98 test or 97 test, trying to get to 98s again on semis. They just can't make their mind up here. They want to break it today or another day. New hourly bar coming in 4 minutes. That will help. I just wonder, are they going to just send it without cleaning out? Maybe. You just wonder. Maybe. Looks pretty bullish here on that move off the lows. Rejecting 98 again. There is a bid starting to come in on this market here at 887s. See if he's willing to actually absorb this. If we get above the grey box and hold, I'll be willing to bid, which we're trying to do. But I want to see semis get back above the 98s for the 300 break, and then I'll be more willing to bid. Here we go. They're trying to do it. I want to see this bid at 887s if he's willing to hold or not. He's just sat there waiting to get filled at the moment. I'll watch him carefully. Here he comes. Yeah, he just got filled. All right, so he's holding the market up. So I'm going to try and shove this up, and he's reloaded again there. All right, I'm long, small piece here. I like what he's just done. And we'll see if we can break higher day now. Come on, semis, help me out. Here we go. Come on, semis, don't stall up here at 98s. Otherwise, Alex is going to get caught. Nope. Come on, semis. No, stalling out. Got to be very careful here. Don't want to get caught in a flush. Certainly not letting this come under 90s. Looking for the higher day squeeze. If semis can hold 98s. Here we go. Come on, get me a fill up there. And then break out and go and run it. Come on. Really? You can't fill me up there for the higher day? Come on. There's lots of liquidity up there, up to 60s. Go on. Please. Please. There we go. Thank you. All right, we'll see if we get a continuation now. Great. ES going as well. Semi's being a pain. Come on. Come on. Don't be a pain. I've already paid myself some. Long above this grey box, and I'm not letting it come under that point of control there. Semis are getting a little stuck here at 98. It's concerning me. We need to see that 300 break and go on them. That's the big gamma wall. Big cool wall. They get through 300 and go, then we are very well positioned for a giant squeeze out. If they can't, then we've just locked some profit in and we'll take break even on the rest. ES trying for higher day as well. New hourly bar coming here. Be careful, folks. Rejecting 98 again. Can't get through it. All right, stop moving up here to 910s. Nice. Come on, come and get me previous week high. We're looking for this red line above now. All the way up here if we can. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Yes, fail break there. Semi's still stuck at 98s. 10s have got to be protected here, basically. Otherwise, I'm out. I'm out in the money, but I'm out. Out. That literally just took my wick. My stop. That wick took my stop. Oh my God. To the penny. To the fucking penny. What did I just say? 10s. You just do me to the penny. You dirty dog. You dirty dog. You dirty dog. Move lower now to make me happy. Dirty, dirty bugger. Semi's still not getting through that 98, folks. All right, I'm going to get a coffee and reload. I'll be right back. This looks good, though. All the time it's holding, you look good. Oh, man. All right, all the time you're holding this level here now, you look okay. All right, do not, it can get very nasty under there very quickly. All right, these are your targets, right? This red line up here, and then all the way up here. Where's that big cool all the way up here? All right, so that would be good. What you need to be careful of is a nasty move like that. If semis can't break the 300s, I'm not in it. It's fucking stopped me out. But those were two really good trades today. So we were long here, okay, and then we ignored all this. And once we got above this grey box, we were long again. So even from here, I mean, it's a good 50 points. Right, and hopefully if you can get all the way up into these, it'd be multiple hundreds of points. But just be careful here. If semiconductors can't get through the 300s or they reject 300 hard, you want to be careful. That's where we've been pinned in, $10 range, 300 to 290s all day. If semis break 300 and we get going in some of the other sectors, like we're trying to get going in software, we're up 1.16% right now in software. It's Mag that's weak. It's notably Google that's weak. Google and Amazon, particularly weak. All right, we're approaching this 300. Be very careful. They pop up here and fail. You want to be aware of that. You need to be understanding what's moving this market. You've got a fail break on ES as well. Put him right back in. Would love to see this just do one giant squeeze up for you so you can hit all your TPs and just laugh at everyone who's trying to guess tops this morning. That would be nice if it would give that trade to you. Semis. This is so key now. It's holding pretty well. Go on, semis. Do it. Do it for the team. Get them paid. We all know that Alex isn't in it, but get everyone else paid. It'd be lovely to get everyone paid today. They're trying. They are really trying to get through these 300s here. If this goes through the 300s, make sure you lock some profit in. They're building and building and building. It comes to 300 tests, folks. Be very careful here. This is where we've reacted very aggressively from earlier in the day. But if you get above this, you are off to the races. No break. Pulling back off it. Still pinned in a range on the semiconductors. In the New York session, that is. Don't think it's done. I really don't think it's done. But it's just so violent, the speed at which the semis are moving. So that grey box is your over-under. You can't afford to lose that. It will be a real problem for the market if you lose this. They're still trying to hold the bid. I don't think they're finished. They're trying to get all the way up to 975. You can see the auction trying to get up there. It's all about these semiconductors and 300. That is all it is right now. It's looking better now. Looks like it really wants to go now. Here comes the 300 test. Man, I hope this absolutely sends it for you lot. I hope you just get a fucking ridiculous candle up here and they get through the 300. And then you guys can all be done for the day. Here's 300 test. All right, remember, you're looking to take profits into 975s. 975s. Okay, and then we can think about 31,000 hold number. And then we can think about 31,070, 31,055. All right, and if we do an opening range expansion, yeah, so 75s, 31,000s, 31,100s basically. If you get the move. Again, it's all on this guy right here dictating everything right now. Can they get through the cool wall? This is it. This is the market right now. Right, you're pinned here to here. If you see this, right, and you get going, you're going to laugh. If they reject this and they do a nasty swipe like they did here and here, you can be very upset. So you've got to have your stop in the money right now. It's about to send it. Well, I hope so. Looks pretty good. ES is lagging behind. IGV is going as well, which is good. So you've got semis and software going. It's just MAG lagging behind. Come on, give them previous week high at least. You faffed around quite a lot for these lot. Can't break the 300s. It keeps getting stuck at 300s. Good thing is software is starting to push. Here you go. This should go now. They've built out a lot here. You should get up towards 75s here. 75's now on deck, as is 31,000. I feel confident you're going to get the move now. You just need semis to go with it. This is good. This is good action now. So remember, target levels are 75, 100, and then up here. All right, so make sure you're locking some into those levels. They're sending it. Big buyers coming in here trying to get you that move. 300 test here, Qs on semis. You look good. You look good. So you should be long from down here. All right, it should be like 70, 60, 70 points in the money. This red line is your target. You must take some profit here, okay? Into this red line. You can front run it a bit. Like, you're very, very close. This red line is very faint on the screen. You need to lock some profit in there. It's your previous week high. All right, through the 300s now, semiconductors. You want all pullbacks on the semiconductors to hold the 300s. You do not want to see a failed breakout here. You need to see them absorb 300s. You don't really want them to come onto it. So they're coming back to it now, and this is the test, right? Because otherwise it's going to be a second failed break. So as long as they absorb here, which they just did, and break the new high, they should extend. It'd be nice if ES got in alignment with you and started a breakout as well. Coming back to 300 again. Please absorb it for the team. You haven't finished the auction. Go and take out previous week high for them. Here's a 300, 3.005. They're trying to absorb here to send it. They are trying to do it for you. Come on, semiconductors. double top high there. Come on. Go and get through it. Here you go. Almost there at previous week high. Please pay yourself some money into this 75 level. Please. Please pay yourself some money. Here goes ES new high of day now as well. Semiconductors breaking out high of day now as well. This has got to get going with it while everything's in alignment. So if NQ doesn't do that, then it's the MAG being a problem. Because you've just done the move that we'd want and we haven't hit that target. MAG dragging or holding this market from exploding upside right now. Fucking goog, man. 4.27% down. All right, back to that opening range. I can't believe they didn't get you previous week high there, but there we go. You were how many points away there? 6 points? 7 points away? Gross. Gross. Right, can come right back down to here if they fail. Back under the 300s now in semiconductors. They need to get back over that. If they don't, if you see failed follow through here, this thing will flush. Back to the 300s, the 300 test. Failed it. Failed it first attempt there on semis. This might come deeper now. So I'd be out of the longs right now if I was you. Until they reclaim 300, I'd be done with it. Unless you're runners only, which is fine. But if you didn't get your size off there, I'd be very careful. At least move your stop break even or in the money. Because we're starting to see 2 pokes above 300 and failures. Doesn't mean it can't move higher, but it might need to build out more liquidity before it does right now. And ES has had a breakout and failed and coming right back in. SPY the same, Q's the same. Semi's now back above the 300. God, they're playing games at that 300 level. They are playing games at that 300 level. I've been bitten on my foot. Can Alex get another trade today? Not up here, he can't. Not up here, he can't. New high day, semiconductors, and Q's not going with it. Google is becoming a problem. ES coming right back in as well. Fail breakout. So semi's doing the opposite to everything else in the market right now. They continue to push higher right now, and nothing will go with them. So you're seeing weakness in the MAG outside of Apple and Nvidia and Tesla, in fairness. Let me come back down to this grey box now. And I tell you what, if they take profit on semiconductors and the rest of the market's weak, it will get nasty. It will flip very, very quickly. Can't believe they didn't get that previous week high for you. That's gross. ES coming back towards VWAP here. Grey box here. Trying to defend the grey box for now. That's your over under for the day. This is a high volume node on the previous week. Semi's still going. They're just pumping and pumping and pumping. This thing's just not catching a bid with it. So completely out of sync here in the market. The strength, what's dragged this market higher and pushed the market higher, is now failing to push this market higher, even though it's pushing. That's notable, right? Notable weakness versus semiconductors in the market right now. For the first time in a while, I'd say, on a day where software is also holding up okay. It's coming back down in a bit, but it did push like 1.20% up. So about 0.5% up now. So the MAG, equally weighted MAG, is 0.60% down right now, and that is holding this market lower. All right, semi's coming back into 300. Like I said, if they let go of all of this, this can get very, very nasty, given that the thing causing the strength, historically, is not able to do the business. For me to get another trade, what I need to see, probably either this box hold or us come down here and make a decision. One of those two things. And alignment. I don't want to trade out of alignment. And right now we don't have alignment. Yeah, this thing doesn't look great right now. Here's VWAP. This thing does not look great. $300 holding again. ES under its New York VWAP right now. No alignment here. Someone's going to get really hurt here soon because the alignment's so poor. Some nasty move is going to happen. It ain't going to be me. Into the chop zone now. Grey box is your chop zone. That's your no trade zone for me. If it can't hold above it, we can see how we act below it, but I'm not really interested here. All right, SPY into VWAP now as well. They're adding liquidity low without walking up right now. Let's see if they start walking up. 900 is key level here. There's a seller there, 20 lot. Let's see if these buyers walk up. They're down right now at 50 and 60s. They're just hanging out down there. Semi still above the 300s. 900s rejection there. Here we go. Let's see if they're going to break down into all this liquidity. It won't walk up. Yes, they are. Okay. This is not a market to trade right now. This is a market to leave alone at the moment. They cannot make their decision, higher time frame, what they want to do with this market. We did not wick the highs. We did come into supply. So technically speaking, we're still leaving players from the second and third of the month trapped. I wouldn't say we've added that much more liquidity up there to keep them trapped right now, but they are trapped, undoubtedly. Grey box chop. It wants more. It's just mad that this thing doesn't want to bid. Semi's new high day again. There's just no bid on the queues. They're only bidding lower. They're not willing to bid up here. So there's some form of exhaustion where they're just saying, hey, we don't really fancy this up here right now. We're not really willing to bid this up here right now. And until there's a notable change, I don't really want to get involved. And they bid in 762s. Wow. Way down there. Okay, back on top of this grey box. Decision point here where they can find acceptance. No in that first push is the answer. Semi's having another go for a new high of day, which they just got. ES still under its New York VWAP. SPY at its New York VWAP. In the no trade zone. Yes, back down towards low of day here, or low of the after the first 5-minute bar, I should say. So weakness on the tape in everything outside of semiconductors. That's what I'm concerned about right now. Is if they start to sell and say, "Hey, we can't move higher," what happens? It's a big sell coming. Oh man, do they clear these out? Is there a way to get involved if they do? Here's the New York Open. Big buyer coming in here. I don't think he's going to get his way. If we reject this grey box now, we can rotate this. If we start to reject, then I think we clean out these lows. So I'll watch the 300s here, over under again on semis. Huge market buyer on New York Open. There's no way he just comes and holds it like that. Really? Off value area low for the session. He's a big boy. Just slammed it. I don't trust this. I don't trust this move higher here. ES hit its options level, did clean out. I don't trust this move higher here right now. I've got a feeling this is going to get stuffed into. I'm not playing it. I'm just saying, like, I'm not bidding here. It's so ferocious once they turn it on. Back above the 300s. That 575 options level on ES got absorbed right into the 5-day in front of the New York Open. Divergence to SPY, obviously, because they don't want to move those together. I think this is going to get stuffed into. This is the danger here, I think. Unless semis just break out and we go in alignment. And software about to go green to red. There is a bid showing up at 50s here, trying to absorb all of a sudden. I'm unconvinced. I am unconvinced. I've got a feeling we're going to break lower here. I think they're just setting the trap here. There's the move to 50s. Now, do they absorb here or not? They leave the bid. They're trying. I think we're going to break lower here, folks. They're going to test value and make a decision. I don't reckon they let that buyer be comfortable. Here we go. I think they're going to break lower here. Like I said, here's value area low. I think this buyer's about to get absolutely fucking wrecked down here. Because he market bid here for no reason. I think we're coming down into here. He's bid again very aggressively there. They're trying to hold value. I don't think they're going to get their way. I think we're going to break lower here. If we pop now into 50s and fail, I'm going to try a short. Semis back under 3. God, this timing this is going to be impossible without what they've done there on a 5-minute bar. I'll watch for a small short versus 50s. I know it's a bit early, but I'm just based on the tape. Oh, please don't go without me, because this is the guy's pain point here. ES coming into low of day. Oh my God. It's going to go without me. Oh God. Melting away. I think we're going to clean all this out now, guys. Like I said, that aggressive player there, it made no sense for him to do what he did. So I'll also consider shorts here at 30s now. Still not in. Looking for something to get down to low of day. Need to be careful here. ES has taken low of day, has it? Yes, it has. Need to be careful here. ES has just filled its gap. Here's the big sell that we're looking for. It's going without me. I'm a bidder under the New York low. Told you. Well, you're now way out the money. Like, you mean under here? That's what we've talked about. Leave the told you stuff out, eh? Leave the told you stuff, because I don't know what you told me. But this is the same area we've looked at all morning. I'm all right without your told you. Your ego would do better without your told you as well. You benefit from it as a trader without, oh, I told you. You know, it's going to do this. I told you. Leave that out, eh? Right, I'm watching to see how we act here at 26s and at 50s. Divergence to ES. SPY holding its 20-day. That was the tap to 26s. I just missed it. Looking to sell this back down if possible into that blue box and then make a decision. Exactly, value area low, test down. That's exactly what we just had. I just missed it. I'm just watching this, and I'm watching the node just above it up to 50. So I'm looking to see if they want to do this to clean this out, which we should have done here and we didn't. All right, and then make a decision. Do they then do one of these and reclaim, or are we going to stay heavy there for an ad? So here to 50, I'm watching to see how we act. Want to be careful. If they reclaim this and hold, it's just a range day. And we are building out a big D shape here, so I want to be careful. Looks good though so far. Looks good for a break here, I think. There's so much liquidity down to 750. It's just where they need to pop it up to 850 first. SOXL doing a really good job of holding its pivot. Yes, New York Open and Gamma level. It's got a long way to rebalance if it wants to, upside. Looking to try and get short here. I put a little piece on there. Here we go. See if we can clean this out now. There's lots of liquidity down to 737s. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Beautiful. Come on, a bit more. Covering some into the blue box and waiting to see if we get extension down into here, ideally. Fill this gap would be nice. More liquidity lower. Big sellers coming in here at those. Be careful. Into key levels here. So covering most of my position here. And if we stay heavy here, I'll continue to add. If we break under and then build liquidity out here, I'll continue to add short. All right, if we do one of these, I'm done with it. And we can look for the reversal back up. Looks good so far. Here's VWAP. Make sure you're covering a ton here, folks. Expect a little bit of a reaction here, and then we'll see if they build out to add more sell side. Big sellers down here. So watching into 90s towards 800 to see if we stuff that for move lower. I don't think we've put low of day in yet. Lots of sellers down there getting absorbed, but I don't think that auction has been completed down there really, but we are holding value. So covered 80% of my position. Just see if we build this out now or not. SOXL doing a very good job of holding on here, folks. So just be very aware of that. Your New York Open is basically your over under right now because it's also value area low on the session. If we break now, we can stuff everyone who's just come in. Come on. Let's go. Get under. We need a new low now. Put a bit more size on into previous day high. I need to see a new low here. Do not want to see this absorb down here. We need to break under 51s basically, and then we'll see a really nice move. Here we go. Stay heavy here. We got to get under 51s and we should puke because we've just had like 300 lot buyer come in here. Nope. We got to stay heavy under 51s. I'm not giving you room, mate, if you're going to hold me here. Ideally under 65s. 65 to 51's key level here. If they hold this, I'm done with it. And I'll reload on and move back up. Come on. Get under 51s for goodness sake. Come on. Here we go. Nice. Can we extend this a little bit so I can get some profits? Thank you. All right, covering some more here, and we'll see how low we can go now. There are some unfinished auctions down into 700s here. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. Locked some in there into 24-hour VWAP. Fucking beautiful. All right, the only thing I've got left now is if we really want to extend this. So previous day point of control, this is our key level. What did we say? If we come down here and we build out, we're add back on. All right, so we're sell side. came down here, built out, add back on, covering some. The only thing left now is if they want to come really deep. That's going to probably need quite a lot of liquidity build out to do this move, unless we see a major risk off event, which could happen given semiconductors are now starting to pull back to the midpoint of the range. They're trading at 94s now. Low of day is 290s, high of day is over 300, right? So we're midpoint of the range on semis. You want to be careful. Here we go. There's an unfinished auction here to fill at 83. And then there's another one down at 650 if we're going to continue lower. Told you, bro. Yeah, told you, bro. That bit, I'm bidding under here. Told you, bro. That wasn't so good. All right, wasn't so good. We'll see if we break now. All right, so the liquidity build. Oh, don't move that. Jesus Christ. Liquidity build out will be in here now. Right, and your targets are here and here. Now, if they reclaim this, right, we can consider the long back up through this D-shaped profile. Right, so if we fail to auction lower here, if we hold previous day and we reclaim, we come back into the auction, we play upside. If we build out here and stay heavy, which they are so far, we're looking to rotate the whole of previous day's value to move lower, which is looks like what we're trying to do right now. Right, here's the end of the auction, so that we should clean out here 83s. Here you go. So this was an unfinished auction at 83s. They're now repairing. The next target is down towards 50s. Looks good. Really good. Come on. Let's get 50s for the next one. $50s and then 540s. So we're looking for 645 and then 540s ideally. Tell the viewers to hit the like. Hit the like, please. Here we go. Come on, fill the gap, right? I would say take a good chunk of your money off into this yellow line. Oh, I haven't got it on that screen. It's different on NinjaTrader. All right, 46s. That's weird. Why have we got... it's because the Friday, Thursday. Okay, I was going to say, why is Ninja and TradingView different? That'll be why. That'll be why. What is this bad boy here then? I still think we fill these imbalances. Here we come. All right, TP here, please. Take a good chunk of your money off here. Very, very important level here right now. Some old zero prints, previous day close. Can get a reaction here if they want. And we're into a put level, put wall number 1 on the ES and on spiders. We're not there yet on the QQQ. QQQ's got a long way to go if we're going to hit that level, but I would expect a reaction around here. If they don't, we slice through, great, but you should have paid yourself a good chunk of change here. There you go, it's the reaction. We can come right back and test some of this, so just be careful. That's what I'm saying. You got to lock in. The range is fast here. The ATR moves very, very quick. All right, any reclaim of blue box, all right, if they start, this is a failed auction lower. Think about this previous day and previous week. We come into point of control. If they reclaim this, we do this move back up, all right? So this needs to be protected by sellers now. This box here must be protected by sellers if we're going to see further damage. If it isn't, you do not want to be short side on reclaims of that. It's very simple. Do not get short side on reclaims of that. We're starting to see absorption down here as well. And a delta divergence. So bulls are trying to have a go over the lift back up to that key level now. Come on, you got to get lower here. There's no way I'm adding anything here. I'm runners only. Can we move under point of control? Here we go. Come on. Come on. No, holding point control. All right, I'm done with that. I'll let this come back to the blue box and make a decision now. So I'm going to make a decision here what I do next. Whether I sell this or not all depends how we build out into this. Either this or this. I'm open to both sides, especially with the D-shaped profile. All right, but ideally, sellers hold this, and we can see something like that. Again, semiconductors matter. They're still trading 97s, 297s right now, okay? Understand that. Google now 5.22% down. Big bids coming in here. So we're coming up to this blue box. This is going to be the decision for the market. Are we going to stay heavy here or not? It's going to need to decide as we lift up into this. Big decision about to come for this market. I'm willing to play sell side if they get stuffed. I'm willing to play buy side if we reclaim. $740 QQQ key here. Good absorption there from sellers. Watching this big level. 08's a massive level. 08's where they got very aggressive on the bid a minute ago. So they lose that. They're going to leave the last 3-4 minutes of buyers trapped. Here's the 08 test. It's a big, big level here. Feel like they should try and do a second leg up to the blue box, ideally. Oh, wait, tested. I'd like to see a second leg up here. Don't really want this to break low without me because then I don't really want to trace the short down here. I want a lift up into this. I'd like a second leg and a lift. What I want them to do is hold the 08, so trap more buyers in, do this, and then maybe one of these would be nice. A lot of buyers coming in here, folks. A lot of big buyers coming in here. Very aggressive buyers at the lows. All right, can we get a second leg higher and then make a decision, please? Lots of liquidity up here into 75. Please, can you push up a little bit? Here's the 08s again. This is a massive level here, folks, these 08s. I don't really want to short under this. I'd rather short above it on a push which fails. If I'm forced to short below it, I will, but it's not what I want to do. There's a 68 lot bid 08, and then there's 100 and something lot bid 730s. They're starting to get hurt now. I think we're going to break lower. We're just not getting what I want. I'm not in this now. That's a shame. That's a shame. I think they're going to break lower here. I'm not going to get what I want. Never mind. Never mind. If we reject 08s, I guess I'll consider it. Back to point control here again. Yeah, we're gonna break, man. Fuck. That's a shame. That is a shame. Still liquidity down to 600 here. ES into that put wall 1. It's a big, big level here for the ES, by the way, for them to hold. 450 is your ultimate target. We've already hit 450 today. More selling at these lows. Just be careful. These lot get stuck. Very aggressive selling at the lows there. Yes, SPY defending that put wall. 745, biggest put wall on the 0 DTE today. 545 is that level on the ES. QQQ's got to come all the way down to 37.32s to hit that level. It's crazy. All right, liquidity being built out here now. As expected, we probably need to chop here for a bit. I'm interested in what happens up here. That's what I'm really interested in. Semi's holding on here still. Put wall holding. ES has got a long way to rebalance if it does hold. Just be aware of that. We've had a big move down. ES has got a long way to rebalance if it does hold, right? This has been a straight move down. It can come right back into all of this. That's why I'm trying patiently to wait for it to come back into the blue box to make a decision. It just does not want to come up. Oh, mate. No, mate. I'm not going to get anything here. Point control again. I really don't want to chase this lower, but I can feel this is about to break into these big boy sellers here again. Oh, let me zoom out H1. I've got to think what's capable of here. If we let go of this grey box, there's a rotation down to 518. So I guess if we break this grey box and stay heavy, I can think about this. I'd much rather play that from here, so I have a better entry. But if we lose this, I will consider that move. It's not ideal. I'd much rather see this, a 2-leg, trap buyers, move back under, or move under. Oh, fuck it, you're just going to fucking melt. Does not want to let me in. Can I show you what I'm looking at for put walls? Yeah, they're here. They're on your screen, man. This is the biggest put wall for us. NQ. SPY's already there. It's already there. SPY's literally on it. You know, so if I take you over, look, ES is already on it. It's at its big put wall. This is its demand block. It will come on in a minute. Whenever you're ready. All right, it's at it. And if we go to spiders, they're at it. All right, they're at it. That's the put wall on SPY. All right. That's the covering point. How long till SPCX is back to open price? I don't know. I'll have a look in a bit. Let me just focus on this for now because I'd really like to get short here, but don't want a short lower day. I think we're just going to keep breaking, to be honest. I don't think it's going to let me get what I want. I want to short the blue box. I don't think I'm going to get that. I think it's saying, hey, Alex, fuck you. Hey, man. Fuck you, man. More sellers at these lows. Yeah, you're going to break lower now. Fuck you, man. You don't get what you want, man. Huge sellers at these lows. They're looking for 600s here on the tape. Here it comes. Fuck. 600 and then 540 after that, folks. So you're looking for 600 and then 540. 600 whole number. And then down here, 540? Yeah, 540. So I have this at 540 on NinjaTrader. So I'm going to trust NinjaTrader. I'm going to move this to 540. 540 to 520. All right, here comes the move towards 600. Make sure you're paying yourself some here. Whole number, right? And this is lower day now on SOXL. So this is a decision point. If I was short SOXL, I'd be covering a good chunk of my change here, right? So if we break this on SOXL, the next move is to 86s, which gives you another 4 points lower on SOXL. But like because of that, I'd say cover a good chunk of your change here. And you want to see 667 stay heavy now. So here comes this move towards 600. Pay yourself some money into 600 here, please. Psychological number, and then 540s. And you need this to now stay heavy. All right, if you reclaim this, do not stay in the short. All right, this must stay heavy for this move here. Lower day sweat on SOXL. It's starting to try and hold that 290. So you're watching 660. If you reject 660, you stay in the short, or you can start a short there if you're not in. If you reclaim it, just leave it alone because it can come right back up to 729. You need small size right now because the ATR is very, very big. So here's the move to 660s. So 660 to 670 is the level. They have to reject this to stay heavy to move you down to 540. If they don't do that, you can trade right to the upside of this, okay? Here's this level right here, right now. They need to make a decision whether they're going to slam this short lower or they're just going to pump this right back up. I'd say all the selling took place around here, right? The very, very aggressive selling took place around here. So you don't want to give them room. They got to resell this again in 270s. It's a good sell. So you need to break lower now. Nice. Right. We need a break lower here. Don't want to see absorption down here at 34s, which we're trying to see. Starting to see, sorry. I got a small piece on here versus 72s. Missed me by a tick. Semi's coming up here. I'm out. Give it a go. Give it a go. Yeah, SOXL, like I said, swept the lower day, coming back inside. I'm done with this now. Let this build out for a bit. If we get compression down here, they'll start to lift. There's divergence at that low again. Man. Really? You needed to go to POC. Really? Oh, don't say I've missed this now. What a fuck. You think more downside? Well, so do I, man. That's why I was trying to get short, but it stopped me out. I think we're going to come down to 540s. 600 break gets you 540s, right? I agree with you. I'm not fighting you. It's just how far do they push it up before they resell it at the moment? But I do agree with you. Semiconductors are making this a pain, honestly. All day they've made it a pain. We diverged from them for the sell down when they held up. And now they're holding up really well off the lows. So that's the thing that you need to be aware of right now. It's those semiconductors, mate. I don't disagree with you. There's a chance to move back into this. There's absolutely a chance. But you've hit some key targets here. You might need to build out for a while. And the build out can be pretty big. It can be in this whole zone. All right, we can build out here. Maybe we can take those stops and then come under and do this. I don't know. It's certainly not going to make it easy. Grey box is rejecting for now, but you're not seeing that follow through lower. I do agree with you. Your targets are 600 and 540, all right? Here they go. They're trying again at these lows. If you break these lows, you should get 600 and then 540s. Here they come. Here's the 600. Lots of buyers here. All right, so front run this a bit if you need to on your covers. Then we should get 540s after this. If semis will just stop fucking about, it would be really nice because it would happen in one candle. More absorption down there. Front running 600 at the moment. They are front running 600. I think you will get it. It's just how many games do they want to play first. Here you go. Back in towards the 600 again. They're front running it again. They're stacking 612 to 600 is being stacked. They should get filled down there. Semis again holding on. I think this gets stuffed. I think they lift this and then stuff it. It's just how far do they want to lift it. It's mad. They can go right to, it can be a 100-point move up to 700. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? How far they can move this. So quick. They've come in at 40s here to protect it. Still, all the buyers down at 610 and 600, but they are starting to walk up trying to get filled. So those might be short sellers getting impatient, not getting the fills that they want. Just be aware of that. You need ES to make a new low here as well to help. That'll make a big difference here. Here we come, back towards these 600s. You need the break here, folks. If you're still short, you need this break. Back to the 6s again. So 12s to 600, lots of bids, and then 540s. Lots and lots and lots of bids here. You just need them to get filled. Here they come. You should get low day. There you go. New lows. There's the 12s gone. There's 600s gone. How far can you break now? Can you get 540s? So pay yourself some here, and then you're looking for 540s on the extension, all right? So 600's pretty much filled. You're a couple points in front of it. 540s is the next spot for continuation. Semi's still holding on, by the way. There's no new low of day over there. Just be aware of that. Alex trade right there. Yes, thanks, guys. Oh. Alex trade there right there. Don't worry that Alex got you this. And where's my long? And we took this. And where did we get short, folks? It was on a break under here, wasn't it? And this. And he got stopped out in this one. This wouldn't reach to where I wanted. Unfortunately, I was looking for a short. I was looking for this basically next, is what I was looking for. And we had a go at it here. And I didn't get the fill up here, which is where I would have wanted. But if you guys took that in front of it, you look good. All right, so don't worry. You guys just, just take the piss out of me for missing this one. Let's just forget. Let's just forget that Alex got 1, 2, 3. All right, more selling at these lows. Be careful here, folks. They're selling very hard into 600 and not breaking down right now. Doesn't mean they're not going to break down, but there is definitely someone between 620 and 600 trying to hold this tape up. There's no reason to long right now. I'm just saying what I'm seeing on the tape. Should we move lower? Yeah, we should move to 540s, right? Or we should move to 540s, maybe even down here. Right, we should be coming down here, somewhere in here. Your next TPs would be here and here. But for sure, someone is attempting to hold this market up where we are right now. Plus 740 on the day. Nice. Well, my one funded next account that I have left after they kindly blew my funded next accounts and Lucid's because that fucking nonsense that they did last week can't accidentally put in their holiday a day early. And then they must have cancelled it for a moment overnight or whatever because it absolutely fucked me. Here you go. All right, down into here. So 540s, folks, is your next level. Here comes the extension. 540s and then all the way back down into 445 potentially. All right, so TP here into this blue line. All right, previous day value area low. You want to TP someone to this blue line and then the grey box for your runners and then be done with it. Big sellers at these lows. Be very careful. I repeat, like consistently seeing 100 lot market sellers at lows. So we just have to be aware of those. We're good because we're short from much, much higher, or you guys are. But this is your TP level. I'm talking about like hundreds and hundreds of lots trying to sell these lows right now. SOXL new low day, yeah, but what happened afterwards? Don't worry about the new low day. What happened after that new low day? Straight back inside, right? 290, straight back inside. We're not seeing follow through yet. It doesn't mean it doesn't come. We're not seeing it yet. All right, so here you go. 540 is your covers. You're very, very close. There's your blue line. Take some profits there into 540s. Right, this should be 540 here. All right, you're there or thereabouts. And then the next block is down here into the grey block. All right, so TP here and then into this. You know, if you got your best fill up there, you're going to be up 300 points. Even if you got filled in this one where I got wicked out, you're still up 200 points. Right, it's very, very good. We can do it like this. Move this down. What's likely to happen after 540s? I don't know. We're going to have to see the reaction. I don't have a crystal ball. I just know that people will be covering positions into that. Bids might show up there, you know, but if there's too much follow through from sellers and those bids aren't held, then we can move to the grey box down below. If bids start to show up, you know, what we can see down here is we can see something like this. We can see something like this. We can see this. We can see this. Oh, I can do that here. We can see this. Right? We can see this. There's lots of opportunities, right? Because all we can do right now is play level to level. Why? Because we're in a balance, right? We're in a balanced range. If we zoom out, here's last week's range, all right? We've left this node. We've come to this node. That's what's happened. We've left this. Look, we pushed this morning, failed. I'm surprised we didn't take that. Failed supply, surprise, red box got stuffed. We come down, we test grey box. We build out liquidity in grey box, we lose grey box, we come to the next grey box. Okay, we might come back to this grey box now. Very, very possible. Do they reject this and come back down? Maybe they build out a range in here, just like we did last week. Maybe they reclaim it and get bullish. I don't know. Maybe we come under this and sell. I don't know. I know that I'm going to wait for reactions at each key level. That's our job. I'm not going to predict. I'm just going to wait and see what we do there. Who's going to get caught offside? So far, I would say some very, 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 very big sellers are starting to get a little bit upset down here. All right. Look at all these sellers down here. 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot. Didn't quite get their target. They're starting to get pretty upset. And if we start to hold above 620, we're going to come right up to 670s. And then we can make a decision once we get up there. Right. Look at that. We're going to come right back up to this now, 670s, and then they're going to make a decision at 670s. And if they get through 670s, they're going to come up to 700 to 720s. And then all those sellers at the lows are going to be very upset. No, Lele, bro. Love you, bro. Making some money today. Your levels again are sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's just how the market's moving, right? It's just playing ball. Right, so you only got this one out of this. If we reclaim grey box, be very, very careful. Remember, this has been a straight sell down. I'd say no stops have really been popped, right? Right, so if you start to see this and a hold, we can come into this, can't we? And make a decision here, which is where I was waiting for earlier and didn't get filled. Right, and then maybe from there they sell down, maybe from there they reclaim, and we go into that D-shaped profile. Remember, we're in balance. It's really important to remember we are in balance right now. Right, it's a very big range. If you read the newsletter, like I said to you, there's money to be made both sides of the trades of the trade right now because we're in balance. We're not in a trending market. It might feel like a trending market. I'd say the overall trending market is a drift higher, but we're in balance and we're going to have to make some big decisions this week. Right, if pullbacks hold 620s now, those sellers at the lows will become stuck. Just be aware of that. Right, so I'd say 620s, 600, 585, 575, 560 are your levels. So if you're still short, you better get under some of those levels because if they hold those, you're going to see relief. Never imagined one MES could make me 300 for the day. called it from 7,590. Yeah, I mean, it's just the range, right? It can. That's what I say to everyone in these markets. You don't need size in these markets. The ATR, the range is there. Size is probably your enemy unless you're very, very good. All right, they're going to come and fill this seller 530 lot up here into 70 like we just talked about. And if they get through 70, they're going to lift to the blue box. And what we can do is just flip this for now. All right, for now, we can use that as an edge that we might want to play versus. I'd say the grey box and the red box become important. Do we see follow through down or not? And just remember, those sellers at those lows, imagine being one of these guys at these lows. We're talking about thousands of lots being traded sell side down there. Imagine being them right now. You're not very happy, right? Where's the buyer that's caught? He's up here at 730. All right, so maybe we're going to come and test that buyer. Maybe we don't get up that high. Maybe we get to sort of 707s. Maybe we fail right where we are now. But what I do know is those sellers at the lows are currently upset. Yeah? They're currently upset. These sellers down here are currently upset. So all the time we're holding about above 620, they're upset. We start to break below 620, maybe they start getting a bit more comfortable. And I'll tell you what, that seller's just lifted from 670 and lifted up towards 725s now on the tape. And that's not a good sign if you're a seller either. They're trying to lift right up to 700, 725 at the moment by the looks of it. And SOXL is getting going after sweeping the lows. Be aware of that. Be very aware of that. QQQ might want to come to the 740s. SPY might have the juice to get to 747. So we're about to make a decision here, folks. 620s is your over-under right now. Lower time frame. All right. So grey box, red box, potential areas to take profit in if you're long from 620. They're also potential areas to take shorts in if we see buyers start to get stuffed. If you hold 620s, you want to be done with the shorts. Thanks, Alex. Nice to make some money and actually know why. That's awesome. As long as you're learning. The money bit's the bonus, right? Money's a bonus. I would be taking a $2,000 payout today on Funded Next, and I'll be paying myself about $4,000 out of Take Profit Trader. I did email Funded Next saying, do you think I can have my accounts back, which you fucked up? I'm not going to get my Lucid accounts back, thanks to them, but haven't heard back. Past Apex, thank you. You're welcome. You remain a bear under VWAP. Well, I thought you told me you had to bid. Calm. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense what you're saying, but which VWAP? 24-hour or New York? So what happens if we come in this region here, the build out? What are you going to do? Just don't force stuff too much is what I'm trying to say, mate. Don't try and be fluid. Be one with the market. Try and be fluid with the market. Good. Okay, that makes me heavy, Khan. That makes heavy. Makes me happy to hear you say that. Tape was too heavy for me to bid. Good. That gives me confidence in you. Because I hate the rigid, I'm bidding here. That gives me good confidence. So as long as you didn't bid that and you understood the tape, really good trading. Really good trading to not bid that and understand, hey, this is my bias, but I'm wrong. It's important to know that. I would just be careful, as with all of us as traders, right? The tape can shift like that. Things can move really quickly. If we're too biased and we say, I'm doing this here, and you're not doing what Khan just did and said, hey, it was too heavy, I didn't bid it. It's really important that you understand that. How do you teach tape reading? I can't teach tape reading. I mean, I go over it in the order flow course, but honestly, it's just time. It's time on the market, looking for people that are lifting, looking for absorption taking place, looking for end of auctions, all right? Looking for heavy people trapped. These are all things, looking for delta divergence to take place. All right, let's see what these guys do now, because we're starting to reject the grey box. I want to see how we act into 620, if they're going to support a bid down there or not, or if we're going to see follow through. Google falling good long-term buy. I've not looked at it yet, but I mean, just because it's red doesn't mean it's a good area. Let me have a look. It's got a gap fill down to 304. I mean, we're into an RBS zone, but if this market gets heavy, there's an old gap all the way down to 304. So I'd just be aware of that. You're in your second leg lower here. So maybe they bid here at 340s, but they could also take this thing right down to value and to the 200-day for a reset. And it would feel really heavy to do that, but it would still be, in terms of like monthlies, like a good position, like a good long. We just have to see. We have to see what this market wants to do. And my concern is this market needs to come in, and it hasn't come in enough. Okay, 620s here. Big sellers continue to pile in this market sell side. So under 620s, it can revisit 600s. Under 600s, it can revisit 86s. Under 86s, 75s. Under 75, 60s. You did not complete that auction, remember, to value area low. But this is the level here. They are still piling in sell side here. I'm just going to use the bathroom here real quick. I'll be really back real soon. Okay, so they're bidding 620. More sellers in there stuck. You might get a second leg back up here. If they hold 620s, they will try and revisit 720 somewhere up here. If they hold 620s, they're going to try and revisit 720s. So that same trade holding up here. So that's going to be the big over under. If they lose 620s, then they're going to attack low of day. So this is a big level here for the market to make a decision. There are huge sellers down here today. Huge. So how we act into 620s now will make the decision of which way we're going. I'm willing to bid on this if I can see more absorption. I'm just waiting for it to come back in. Obviously, I've been in the bathroom, so I missed that turnaround there. But I'd be willing to bid on it, and then I'd be willing to get short up at 720, 740 and above. I'm not going to short down here at these lows right now. I've missed that opportunity. It's a good hold there again. It's the hardest trade in the book, playing that move back up, but this can happen here, and then once that happens, this can happen here. If they just pull this whole bid, we just flush the whole thing. So if I do bid this, it will have to be with very small size with a very tight stop, and I'll have to see absorption. I'm not taking it until I see that. Here's the move to 620s. I'm watching this now to see how we act here. I'm not seeing any buying here. There's a little bit, but waiting to see a bid move up at the moment. I'm not seeing a bid move up. Because if they break here, this can get to 540 in one candle. That's how much sell side there is. Here comes the bid. They're holding 620s. I'm not seeing much absorption on the tape there, though. There's no passive players. We just moved up off nothing, really. We haven't really come down in. Not willing to buy this right now. Waiting to see what they're going to do here. Remember, the pro trend right now, at least intraday, is lower. It's just whether they need to pop this up first. So 20 hold again. Back to these 50s. This previous week close here. It's a big level. And there is a bid showing up now at 25. These guys at 575s won't move higher, though. Doesn't give me confidence to bid. And they're flashing 600s now as well. They're trying to get up towards 700, but I don't like this pause here in the market. They're trying to get up to 700. It's just risky to try and bid this up. But they have hold 20. They did just hold 20s well, very well there. 700, 720 is your target. If you took that long at 620 and around there, that's your target. I would say you could peel some off at 670s. Acceptance through that, you're going to go 700, 720, 740s. A very risky trade. I'm not in it yet. I don't see enough on the tape yet to validate it. So they're trying to hold this right now to see this is what they're looking for. They're trying to do this second leg higher. If they lose this, the flush comes. But they are trying to finish this second leg up right now. Remember, none of this has been repriced. Just be aware of that. Doesn't mean it needs to be repriced. But this is the key level now for them to make the decision. My bias would be for them to try and do this move up here and then make a decision. I've missed this opportunity down here in the bathroom, really. Yeah. They're adding higher now. CBD flat. Oh, it's just getting smaller as well. Off that peak from sort of 10 o'clock. Just coming back in a bit. They're bidding 37s now. It's so risky. There's a part of me that wants to bid versus 20s for the lift. It just doesn't look great on the tape. So I'm going to try and avoid it. I just think we're flattening out for a minute. Long or short? Well, if you were short here in the grey box, you needed to cover some here. If you're long versus this here, looking for that relief. I want the market to come up here. I don't mind if I miss this. I just want it to come up here so I can make the decision if I want to play the sell side. I don't really want to short here. We didn't complete the auction lower because we left this still and we've left this. So really, the main bias is that we're probably going to come into this. I just wonder if we need to do this first or not. And I don't want to short here. So I've missed opportunities, but we've had these. Some of you are still in this probably. We're good. It's not a big deal if I don't get a trade down here. SpaceX down over 9%. Yeah, it is. It's found a bid for now at 65s. It's into its opening range. Like I said, I think that thing can move much lower. Yeah, we've got to get through 3 months of price action, but you just got to remember, like it's a very small float right now. Everyone's locked in. I tell you what, you get a 150 break and you get retail shit in their pants. 73 to 75 is the big level. If they can't reclaim that, You've got every buyer trapped. I've warned my mates about it back home who are all buying it. I'm just like, it has to go higher. Why? Because it's SpaceX. Okay, so it's got $5 billion losses last year. At the peak, it was valued at 2.8 trillion. Explain to me why it has to go higher. SMH the same thing as SOXL. It's slightly different, very, very slightly different, but same, still semiconductors, so you can use that. All right, back to these 620s. This is the level. You can see they're trying desperately to hold these 620s right now. There are so many sellers on this tape here. So I'd say from 620 down to 560, it's pretty much all sell side, and they're trying again here to get you down there. My worry is that SpaceX will look just the same as every other IPO we had in 2021. Rivian Part 2. $620 hold there again. Hard, man. It's hard to want to pull the trigger here. I want to short up here, and I'll consider longs if I see something like this down here, or down here, or this, and not before. Not right now. You're not sure why? Why 620? It's because it's where sellers are stuck, mate. Yeah, it's because this shelf here is all sell side, right? So we're seeing absorption in here. Look at all this. Right? These are all, the purple's all giant sellers. These are fucking massive, aggressive sellers. They're not getting their way. 620 is like the start of that level all the way down. Right? So we've got excess all the way down. We didn't quite hit value area low, but you're starting to see like sellers not be able to move price lower. Which is why like I don't want to be short down here. I think it's far too risky. Even if it breaks lower, I'd rather it breaks lower without me than take a short where I think, hey, these guys are kind of stuck, right? And we might need that second leg relief higher up here before it makes a decision. It doesn't have to do that, right? But like I just know, I can see very clearly that this is all sellers that are stuck. So if they keep building this and holding it and getting compression, at some point, if they give up, we get that move. Now, if bulls chase that move, then I can sell that back down. That's a safer move for me to sell than trying to sell down here right now. For me personally, we are rejecting the high volume node though. There's no doubt about it. That gray box is being rejected. If we come over here, previous week, all right, this high volume node up here, we are protecting this. It means every buyer up here is trapped, but intraday, all the sellers down here are trapped, right? So the battle is between this right now. So more aggressive sellers came in there again at 620. Now, if you stay heavy versus 620 now, you've got a chance to come and revisit 560s. So 620 to 560s is the level. Buyers will want to absorb that. Sellers will want to sell through it. You think, what, in 10 minutes? Yeah, you might be right. After European close, continuation, maybe. Maybe. What if they were all short sellers the last few hours and cover their positions at European close, though? Sellers pushing hard. They're trying, but like, are we breaking lower? That's the question you have to ask yourself. When you see them start to be very, very aggressive, are they getting their way? I would say they're not really getting their way at the moment. 620 is your over under. So we're going to tap it now. They're going to try and resell it again. And if they don't do a good job and we come inside, it's just another 72 lot who's just got stuck at the same level again. All they're adding right now is sell side at 620. If we're under that, they're in control to an extent. All right. But only towards the current lower day where everyone's stuck. If we're above that, It's squeaky bum time for them. Oh, nice. My mate's at the Argentina game with his kids. Sick. Okay, 620 again. Big level. Big level. Short now? No. For me, no. Like I keep saying, I don't think they're getting their weight. I don't know how much I can keep explaining this. If you're already short, right? If you're short from here or here, sure, you can sit in your position, right? But we're not breaking 620s, right? We're under it and come straight back to it. You're not seeing this move lower right now. Why would you want to short here? That's what you ought to ask. Why would you want to short there? What are you short against? Okay, short in supply, short in the crack, short in the returning. Why are you shorting here? Prime position is up here, right? Why? I want to know why. Why would you want to start a new short position down there? I wouldn't. That's for me, that doesn't make any sense right now. Even if it breaks lower, is it good trading? That's what you've kind of got to ask yourself. Like, if we break lower here, am I the right side of? Am I trading this well? I would argue no. I would rather be long on a hold of 620 for a relief back up. To be honest, in terms of risk reward, it's a counter trend trade, but it makes more sense to me because you're not seeing acceptance under this right now. Would it be nice if they completed the auction and finished this? Yeah, of course. It would make it much easier to get along. But for me right now, it's just sit on hands. We had the easy money, right? Let them build out. You don't need to always be in a trade. You do not get used to not being in a trade. Like, think about how much I missed, right? I didn't take the long second time round in this box because we didn't clean out the lows. Well, guess what we did later? We came and cleaned them out. Surprise, surprise, right? So I missed, right, this leg of the long here. But once we pull back, held and held again, we could get long for that move up. Once we lost that same level, we get short back down, right? And we have another attempt here. I don't get my fill there, but it's the same thing. Now, we're going sideways, aren't we? What's the market doing? We do one of two things. One of two things. We go up, we go down, we go sideways, right? So you want to take a position here in the middle of this? You're 1-to-1? No, thanks. I'm good. You're right. If you want to do that, by all means. For me, I'm good, man. I'm good leaving that alone. I'm good leaving that alone. Going to stop trading live within 2 years. I want to. I just want to move to swings in the next 2 to 3 years and sort of semi-retire, to be honest, and have people in the community step up and run the room a bit. I can't, like, I'm 41 in a month and a half. I don't want to do this forever. It's burnout, man. It's burnout time. I should have been done. I should have done this. Should have chosen this career over DJing and done this in my 20s and been done with it already. You don't want to do this forever. You think there's a breakup here? Very possible, man. We're starting to get very compact down here. Either way can go. But you're back over the 20s now, right? The 20s is your level. I'm a Virgo, not a Leo. It's reaction at 20s. They're still trying to hold it. Yes, can't get through its put wall, interestingly. Can't pop back over it. It's trying. There's a 20 hold again for the 5th millionth time today. Still an under over. Still no relief to 670s. Through 670s, we go 700, 720s. Previous week close, previous day close just above. So these are like pretty big levels around here for under overs. It's just whether they can find acceptance here. They're trying to get up to 700. You can see them that shoved on a tape. Flush back down to 620s, absorbed 620s. Instant absorption 620s again. Markets just pulled a load of orders, folks. Be very careful. It just got very thin there. Do we have news? In that block, they just pulled all the orders. Not something you see that often. Maybe just for close. Yeah, market on close, maybe. Iranian foreign ministry spokesperson. Tehran interaction with IAEA will be under the approval of Iran's parliament and the decision of the Supreme National Security Council. Still holding, still chopping that same zone, right? There are bids coming into this market now, trying to support this bid up. Yes, cannot get above its P1. SOXL still in absolute no man's land. We are still chopping. Nothing's changed. Peter, how to get the flow zone on your chart? Did you buy it or do the course? If so, it will say in the course how to get it. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it. Still holding 620s. Very tight in here. Very, very, very tight in here. Someone's going to get very, very, very hurt soon. That low volume node above is being protected. I'm going to just put another. This is the chop. No acceptance above or below that intraday. I'm going to delete these so we clean the charts up a bit. Chop, chop, chopping on heaven's door. Chop, chop, chopping on heaven's door. 2 more minutes. We get a new hourly, new 30-minute and 15-minute bar. Could I do this? Man, there's so many circles to do today. I can't. It's just all sell side. That's all you need to know. Buyers are in pain at 707 and 730. Everything else is pretty much all heavy sell side. So it's just so much selling. Any break above 670s, all those sellers get very, very hurt and worried. Iran Foreign Ministry spokesperson says Tehran did not negotiate the nuclear issue and did not accept any new comments in Sunday's talks with Switzerland. So what you're saying is JD lied. Oh, okay. No way. We're really close to a deal. Market goes up. How many times can you be really close to a deal that was already done and win a war that you already won? How many times, market, before the market calls bluff? It's mad. Once they turn the news algos off or they flip it the other way, this market's going to be wild. Wild. Okay, still here, 620s. New candle here, 30-minute, 15-minute candle. Let's see. Rejecting 620s now. So they're looking for sell side pressure down. And they've got to get under 59s, basically. That's your low of day seller down there. They build out sufficient liquidity here now. This is current week value area low, all right, since the Sunday open. Back to 620s again. Glad we had those trades when we did. We only got 30 minutes left. It might be that we don't get anything. It might be that they chop for the remainder of the day. It's possible. You love so freaking tight. Thanks, Keith. Say I want to quit, but you find it fulfilling in a way. Are you stressed every day? I don't want to quit trading, mate. I just don't want to day trade every day. I want to just put some swing positions on and manage them and do some other things. I'm not looking to quit trading altogether. I'm just looking to take more swing-based positions, all right, in the future as I get into my mid-40s, and do other things. Invest in some other businesses. Do some stuff with some mates. Do something a bit more social. Get outside. I don't want to be on this screen all the time, okay? Spent my whole life producing, which is on the screen, and now trading, which is on a screen. I want to give my eyes and my brain a rest. I don't think it's particularly good for us to be in front of screens our whole life. Did I dip by Amazon long term? I am long Amazon, but you know, that, like I said, that thing can come. The whole market can come in a lot more. Can come in a lot more if it wants. All right, some activity here in front of 620s again. Big buyer now coming in here. Here's the 620s level again. What they do here is important. Are they going to get relief, or are we going to trade back down to previous day value area low into the 540s? They need to make their mind up soon. Main trend on the day has been lower. Built out this grey box. We're under this grey box, so they're protecting it right now to try and get down into this. But it's not an area I want to short down here. I want to short up here. Semi's just gone to sleep now as well. Run marathons. I'd never run a marathon. I do run. My knees are not built for marathons. Auto break even and auto trail. It's fine. You can do it, but just remember, if you do an auto break even, you'll be doing it based on like, oh, with this many points higher. Look, straight back to the 620. Someone's absorbing down there. Here comes the 620 break. I'm thinking about getting long here, folks, if we hold and absorb 620s now. If we hold 620s here, I want to get long for a 640, 670, 700, 720 move if we absorb. Watching this tape here, right now. There's no buyer walking up. He's under 600. I'm waiting for that buyer to walk up. I think we're going to send it. All right, I'm long. Small size here because we're counter trend and this is a very tough trade. I'll give it a bit of wiggle room. I'll give it to 14s. Actually, where did that buyer come in? I'll give it to 08s. Let me move this down a bit and give it to 08s. Counter trend long. It's a very tough trade here. You don't have to follow me into this. I just think we're going to get relief based on what I've just seen. Sellers coming in at 37.50 and 50. So I want to see us get price acceptance above them if possible. There we go. Can you squeeze these lot out at 37 and 50s, please? Because I don't want to get stuffed on my face. Please. No. You can come and take my stop. You leave my stop in? Okay. And defended that buyer. What's the bet we get Alex trade here? Right, here's Alex trade. Alex now stopped out. I love that as soon as I get long, those sellers come in on 37 and 50s. I love that. Literally, the moment I get long, they come in on the tape. The moment I get long. ES trying to move upside. Semi's breaking down. Divergence on the tape. All right, leave alone, Alex. Leave alone, Alex. Don't touch it. Don't give money back. Fuck me. There's a good stop out there at 08. Probably could have saved myself a bit of money there, leaving it at 14. Would have saved myself 6 points or whatever. They're going to come back for it again. You're going to fill those sellers up there now. Here's the 08s. This is the decision point now because of what happened when I took the trade. All right, rejecting 08s here. That's your new over-under, basically. 08s to 20s. If you're wondering why, it's because it's where a big buy came in just before I took the trade, so I was trying to lean on him to help me lift higher. ES looks like it was trying to go. Semis are a little bit weaker here, slowing this market down. Do I have another go at this? Big buy coming in here again. Oh, mate, back to my entry. I don't know if I want another shot at this without it completing the auction lower now. 08's holding. It's so wiggly between 08 and 20. ES is going. Semis aren't. Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting. If we get back our 20s, I'll consider it, but it's messy. Yeah, semis are weak. They can't catch a bid. ES didn't take that wick high yet. It's still stuck at P1. This can still move lower right now. Look at them walking down, though. Walking this thing down. Very controlled selling right now. This is very controlled. This right here. Where's the old? This right here is very controlled selling. This is not a freak out moment in this market. This is like slowly, slowly, slowly kind of job. Above this, there's a squeeze up to here, potentially, where I'd say 670 to 750s. And then I want to get short up here if possible. If we can get relief up, this is where I'd like to get short in the afternoon session if it would do it. Semi still weak. 08s to 20s, key levels over under right now. Because we've had 160 lot buyers come in around there. Average price around 12s, I'd say. We're defending them at the moment. Rebalance selling, yeah, absolutely. When it's controlled like that, it's institution selling, probably is rebalance selling. It's probably exactly what it is. Absolutely. For the new contract on the new quarter. I would totally agree with that. Well, it's the tightest range we've been in for quite a while. Grey box being defended. Back to the 08s, back to the 20s again. Same levels, just over and over. No acceptance above, no acceptance below. We're just glued to this level, which is now VPOC, basically. We've traded so much between 8s and 20s that it's now basically a VPOC level. ES is trying to take the liquidity at 550. It's pretty close to doing it for the upside lift. Semi is still not moving higher. I'm very tempted to have another go at this. Oh, man, was I early? I'll look for this again if we hold. Same thesis as last time. If we hold 08s to 20s, I'll try and get long for a relief move up towards 670 and 700s. Big level here. It's the 20s, knocking on the door of the 20s. Big buyer coming in here. Oh, I don't like that. No, I'm not bidding that. Why are you doing that, mate? No way. if they send it, they can send it without me. There's like 150 lot buy. I just hit the tape like that. I'm pretty worried. We are seeing seller exhaustion. We do have delta divergence at the lows here. Oh, here they fucking go without me. I think we trade higher now. Any pullback that holds, I'll try and get long. We trade higher now. So your targets are 670. Oh, you fuckwit. Alex, you should have just attacked that. Just shows I don't always get it right. Any pullback which holds 20, I'll try and get long into this now. And your targets are 6. Is this node here? So the start of this node, 660 to 670, and over that all the way up here to 740s. Here we go. This is what I was thinking would happen. Alex. We had delta divergence at the lows. We had seller exhaustion at the lows. I just didn't like that 168 lot that just went boom. Scared the fuck out of me. And then we actually lifted straight off him. Remember your counter trend, so you want to be like getting your stop in the money in the money and paying yourself along the way. ES coming up towards its view up here, so I'd imagine it would start to get a little bit stuck up here. Need this to pull back in for me. It's not going to, because it's going to run all their stops. Oh, my thesis was fucking perfect. I had one go. It was too early. It made me a little bit nervous and hesitant to pull the trigger second time. That's what happens. Hesitation will get you absolutely wrecked. It will make you miss trades. I should have just stuck with my thesis, eh? Oh, man. Here we go. All right, here's the 670s. So here's your next TP. And then after that, all the way up into 740s. God damn it. I have to be careful now for tilt factor. Yeah, because I saw that well, had one go at it, took the stop, was a good stop, saw it come back in, didn't have a go at it. That's always a big issue for me mentally. When I see stuff and I don't take it and I hesitate, I get annoyed with myself. I need to be very careful now for the rest of the day with my mentality. All right, so all pullbacks need to hold now 40 to 20s. All right, 40s to 20s, or definitely 08s. This is just counter trend relief, remember. And you've hit your main target there, which was 670, right? So you should have taken some profits into 670. You're runners only now. Sorry, I was just trying to see where the IB was. It is up 740 as well. So you're runners only for the relief here. You look good. Just hold on to your runners. See how high you can get, basically. ES coming into targets. SPY the same. Frustrated with myself. Frustrated with myself there. I'm less interested in the long now because we've just done the main move, right? The move was a counter trend relief up to here. You know, if they come in here and they base, you know, if we see more absorption, yeah, maybe. But like the main move was this to this, and if we get lucky up here, ES has also just hit its 24-hour view up, right? So that's completed a mean reversion move as well. So if they want to continue the pro trend down now, they can, technically. So I just need to see how we react when we come back to 20s. That's all I have to watch now. And I'm not guaranteeing I take it now. Looks good so far. You guys look good. I hope this just rips for you. It'd be absolutely hilarious. Make sure you're paying yourself here into 70s and then look for relief 720 to 750, okay? Make sure you are paying yourself some money here into 70s. It does not have to break higher. Be nice if it does, but it does not have to. Okay, officially tilt. No more trades. It's not that I'm not capable of trading or reading. I can feel it in me. And so I have to officially stop. Because now I've missed this. So I can't remember where I tried. Was it here and stopped out? All right. Got caught in the wiggle and then we went. I missed that. I call it and I miss it because I'm just like, didn't like what I saw, which I should have really liked what I saw. And now we've held the top of the grey box. Here to here is a bid. I've now missed this. If it comes up here without me, it is what it is. I don't think, unless we get up here and in the afternoon it offers this trade and I feel nice and calm, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm now pissed off. Just with myself, not with the market, not with anything else, just with myself. So, tilted and very green, but tilted nonetheless. So I have to listen to my emotions now and just be like, okay, well, it's part of trading. Because what I'm liable to do now is chase or oversize. So my hands are well and truly off. Have you up 5K today? Nice. That's awesome. Well, I'm up a bit more than that. And I'll take payouts tonight. You can watch here to see if we hold 20s. But like I said, the main targets were hit. ES is at VWAP. Main targets were hit. Low-hanging fruits were hit for upside. If we hold 20s, there's an argument that we might lift higher. But it now doesn't have to do it because it's done like its obligated move, which was to try and get to 670s. And they're still absorbing the grey box, though, for you guys. Yeah, 20s, big level now for you guys. And they can resume downside pressure now if they want to. How long we got to lunch? 13 minutes. 13 minutes. If you start losing 20s and 08s, we can move back down to lows, all right? Because all we've done is rebalance into here. Higher time frame, high volume nodes being rejected. This is lower time frame, high volume node. We can actually just like get rid of this for a minute, complete that move. So if they don't hold 20s here, there's a chance to trade back to lows. If they don't hold 20s and 08s, like ES is rejecting VWAP. SOXL is coming back in a bit. So these are like really, really big, meaningful levels now into lunch. These 20s to 08s, because this is where we've just bid very, very aggressively out of. And if they lose this, we still haven't tapped down here or here. So if they want to come down there, they can come down there, right? So here's your 20s tap. And if buyers aren't willing to defend this, we can move to lows because the main target was to get to those 70s, which you hit. And his 08's coming. I wouldn't be surprised to see them melt this all the way back down now. So now those buyers are caught and they can come right down and into some of these now. Would not surprise me in the slightest. That's why I wanted that first move up, that first rebalance move up. Much cleaner move up. Look at this. Look at this huge sell. All ES needed to do was get to VWAP. All right, previous day value area low coming. And then after that, right down into here is possible. What a sell. What a sell. Look at the size of this candle. Jesus. The news there, or is this just people getting silly at the highs? Okay, so previous day value area low now tagged. Now they just need to make the decision. Do they hold yesterday's value or are they going to extend down to previous weak point of control? That's the decision to be made in the market now. There's not much else you can do with it at this point. You've had your like main core positions upside, right? Like we talked about, you hit the key targets. Once we hit the low hanging fruits, I become far less interested in the trade. Like we talked about, it's a rebalancing move, counter trend. Become less interested in the rest of the trade after that. we'll see now, I guess. They can reject 600 and 620s if they want to get heavy. If they reclaim that, it's a squeeze back up again. I mean, it's very messy now on the tape to try and play this either side. I'd say sell side to get a little caught 55s, but they've got buyers caught now. We're just going to build out this range. I wouldn't be bidding this, that's for sure now. Would not be bidding it. I'd wait to see how we react at 20s again now, if I was you. This might have caught buyers at the highs. And we have completed the move now, both sides now. So we've come down to previous day value area low. They're bidding off value area low. 20s becomes the important level here. If they bid back above 20s, maybe more relief. But if they don't bid above 20s, then they'll probably sell versus 20s back to value area low. And if they extend value area low all the way down here. So this is the decision point. This whole area is a big decision point in this market now. That was a big sell. Very, very aggressive sell on that move down. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them reject 20s and try and force this lower. Especially after ES hit VWAP and sold off from it. I guess we have shifted trend to downtrend, boss. No, we're still inside. We're still inside value. We're still in a balanced market. Technically speaking, we're still in a balanced market. The day is in a sell. Like we said, the day is in a sell. Right? The day is in a sell. This is your counter trend relief. This is why our target was here and runners if we get up here. The day is in a sell. Under here, we move into expansion down to previous week. Remember, previous week levels are here, right? That's your previous week value. Where's previous day? Previous day value. All right, so we're still trading inside a previous day and previous week. We're still in a balance until we move outside of all of that. And just zoom out on like an H1 or a daily. We're still in a balance, technically speaking. I wouldn't be surprised to see us break lower. Like it wouldn't surprise me now. That's why I didn't want to long on the second attempt back into 20s. If they weren't able to hold it, it made absolute sense to me that we'd lose the bid. 1,200 likes. 1,200 likes. For where are we at? Are we there? Let me have a look. No, we're not there. We need 1,200 likes. Like Nightbot tells you, 1,200 likes, and we do giveaways. Five minutes till lunch. I would not be surprised to see this break level lower now. That last pop didn't even get you to 620s. It got you to 600s. I would not be surprised us to come into here. It all depends on this. If we crack this, then this is the next place to go. Shame they haven't retested 620s. SOXL, low of day here, or coming down towards low of day here. If they crack this, all right, on SOXL, we're going to go 286s, and that will really drift this market lower. Here you go. There are sellers now trying to chase this down a bit here, trying to get a fill all the way down to 500, these sellers. So they're trying to force this down to 500. Here's SOXL. New lower day, SOXL, instant response from it so far. Straight back inside. Straight back inside its range. It does not want to come down outside a lower day on SOXL. They just don't want to let it go today for whatever reason. So software's weak. Mag's weak outside of Tesla. SOXL does not want to let go. Like every drift down into that lower day has been bid up all day. Like the opening drive drift down, bid up. The opening 15-minute bid and drift down, bid up. that move into 11 o'clock bid up, and that move just now into lunch. So far, instant reclaim bid up. So it's very tricky now if they're going to hold this range on the H1. I'd find it somewhat odd if we didn't expand a little bit under here, but we might need to come back to 620s and make that decision again, as always. Seems to be like the go-to thing at the moment. So they're going to lift 620s and make their mind up here. ES holding a higher low. Semi's not. Q's not. Divergence. 620s is your under over. I would say sell side under 620s. And try and see if you can get a breakdown underneath previous day value area low for that wash down into here. That would be my plan right now. Under here, sell side, build out, TP1, TP2, TP3. All right, over here, leave alone. Yeah, makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. You're coming into lunch now. You've got like a few minutes left. Hopefully they just dunk this for you guys. All those buyers the last 5 minutes are now caught. So where did they aggressively bid? 68s, 79s, 83s. Liquidity build out here. Again, haven't got you up to the 20s. I would stay sell side on this now, under 20s. Under that yellow line. I'd stay sell side under that yellow line. Do I use buy and sell stops as entries? No. I'd use limits for pullback trades, and I just used market or join bid, join ask. Let's see a visit here. We're running out of time now. 2 minutes till lunch. Completely running out of time. So much aggressive buying down here. It's kind of bonkers. I'm surprised they haven't punished them and just absolutely dunked this. $290s again holding on the semiconductors. That thing's holding this market up. They let go of semiconductors and they come back to that RBS zone of 86. You're going to see a washout right down here, which is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to come. I think all the time we're under this stop run here will get you down to here. That's my anticipation, at least, of what I think they're trying to do. But it's all on the semiconductors, as always. Like, this fucking market is just diverging constantly, you know. Semi's the only thing green on the day, basically. All right, 1 minute to lunch here, folks. Be careful. No, Discord is not for free. It's members only for people that have done the beginner to advanced course. I give enough away here for free as it is. I don't do a free Discord because then you just get people coming in there spamming, advertising bollocks, trading the wrong way, confusing traders, trying to force their narrative on stuff. It's how every chat room that fails is either free or people trading in different directions. What is this chop? It's just liquidity build out. It's to be expected. We're protecting previous day value area low. My expectation is that we're going to expand under it all. Here goes semis, new low day here. Let's see if they follow through to 86 now. You've got lunch coming here, folks. So like, if you are in this for whatever reason, you want to reduce your size in case you get something happen on this new hourly candle at lunch. But I'd say under 620, short side. Very simple. Over 620, leave alone. I'll stay here with a couple more minutes for you. I really hope this just washes for you guys, but we'll see what it does in lunch. Here comes the wash. All right, so your TPs are starting to get hit. Here's previous day value area low, and ideally they move under this now and get you to the next grey box. Under this to the next grey box. But this, you can see, previous day value area low is being protected. If we lose that, the next logical zone is previous week point of control, which is this big grey box. So that's your final TP is down there right now. Because the big put wall is at 400 basically. All right, so that's your kind of final TP based on what we have built out currently right now, right? You're getting compression here. You need this move and you need it soon. Otherwise, they're going to do this again a bit. And that's a bit like this. They'll do this and then drop it. They'll do this and then drop it. Right? Because they're not getting their way. You're not getting this move. You need to see that move and see it soon. Otherwise, you're going to go to 620, especially as we thin out over lunch. Okay. And they come. Big sellers stepping on the gas here. They're trying to get you that move down. They are trying to get aggressive here for that move into previous weak point of control. 450 is your next cover point for the crack. All the way down here. Big sellers at these lows as well. There you go. Here's your follow through, folks. So move your stop into the money now if you took any of this. All the buyers now for the whole session are caught. Sellers are in total control here. And you should get down here, ideally. What you don't want to see is this. All right. So if you sold this, all right, really good. I was waiting for 620 to come in. But this is good. This is your TP1. This is your TP2. All right. TP2, TP3, TP4. We don't expect lower than that, but if we get it, it'd be amazing. Again, very controlled. Very, very controlled. SOXL's coming into that 86s we talked about. It's almost there. So just expect a reaction from the semiconductors into 86s, all right? 86.74, or sorry, 86.68 down to, just call it 85.50. I would expect a bid to come in there on semiconductors. Be aware of that. We flip that, right? Then we can think about lower. So to have you prepared for later. All right, this is the zone. Zoom out. All right, it's your RBS. It's really easy, isn't it? Here's your RBS. Maybe already all the way down to here. I would expect them to try and bid this back inside this range. All right, you flip this, you're going to see weakness in the semis, and that will filter into the Qs. Okay, but I would expect some form of bid to come in around here. Doesn't have to, but even if I was short on semiconductors at 300s, right, my main target would be this guy here. Right, it's a huge under over, you can see it. Right, Thursday's high, we come into it again, pre-market, we hold it pre-market, we push up, we fail, we're coming back to it. It's a big level. They lose this, we're backside for this move down here to clearing all these stops out. Almost there. I'll try and sit with you a couple minutes. Hopefully you get down into this. How do I feel about soybean micro? I don't know. I've never traded soybeans, so. Right, some imbalances here, some single prints and imbalances here. I'm assuming from Thursday or maybe pre-market. Starting to feel some of these. Where are these from? From 8 p.m. last night. Okay. How's my day been? It's good. I'm up nicely. I just, unfortunately, I'm a bit tilted at the moment from missing stuff. But we caught this long, this short. And then I had another go. Where was it, folks? Somewhere in here, wasn't it? And took the stop before it went. And then I missed this long. I had a go here, stopped out for like minus 10 points at this long up here. And then I wanted to get short between here and here. But I'm no longer trading because from this point here, missing this trade emotionally, I can tell I'm cooked. So I just need to leave it alone now. But it's good. It's payout day again. So I'm good. Can't complain. We love payout days. Big buying at these lows. I don't think you're low of days in. No way is that auction at the low good enough. We might lift higher first, but there's no way we don't make a new low. I do not see that happening. I would say if 560 is protected, you move lower. I don't think the low days in here. You're going to take these buyers out straight away. Yeah, these buyers are idiots. What are you doing down here, guys? You're being crazy. You're being crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. All right. SOXL's into that level, folks. All right. Just be smart. All right. I would expect a bid to start forming here. We're into that grey box. All right. I would expect some form of reaction here on semis. If you get that reaction on semis, then NQ, as long as it's not an idiot, will lift with it. All right. And you might come and back test some of these. So just be aware of that. If you've been short, this looks like it wants to come into this exact level first. And that should mean NQ gets a sweep of the current lows. But, they might be horrible and just do this first. So just be aware of that. This box is starting to hold. It is starting to hold. SpaceX week, yeah, over 10% down. I'm anything but surprised. It's not worth anything near what it's valued at right now. Nowhere near. Lots of bids sitting at 500. There's only a 66 lot. I'd say this probably moves lower. You just might need to pop up first. I don't think the auction at the lows is in. I don't think this is in. I think you're going to see us move lower first, but it's us move lower. It's just whether they need to pop it up first, trap more buyers in. But you've had lots of guys bidding 510s. That just seems a bit odd to me. Aggressively buying 510s. So I don't think we're done, but we could be done. I'd say 560s is the level for it to make a decision at the moment. 560s all the way up to 585s kind of thing. And if he gets through that, then it's go 620s. So here comes the move towards 560s. Remember, SOXL finding a bid off that key level. Big bid off that key level. 560s now becomes key. How we act into 560s up towards 580s, I would say, is kind of sentiment now for what we do next. All right. Yeah, I really don't think low days in here, team. I really don't think low days in here. It's just they don't have to take it now and they can come back for it later, remember. I don't think that auction looks too great. Or imagine you were short on SOXL or you were long SOXS. You're probably covering into lunch on the RBS, right? We just hit the key level. Like we talked about, we hit the key level. And I can imagine us coming higher here for a retest before we do anything else. Yeah, like I said, the low is unlikely to be in yet. Yes, that's what I've said. But it doesn't mean that it has to take it in lunch. We can move higher. We don't have to take it right now. That's the thing, right? We do not have to take it right now. And SOXL has hit the level and is bid off it. All right? Look at that. So understand that. Understand what's moving and why it's moving. Here comes the move to 560 that I talked about. See how I'm specific with the numbers. So if they reclaim 560, they will go 580 and 600. I don't trade London, so I can't tell you. I'm asleep. I live in Los Angeles. Here's 560 test. This is 290 test, SOXL. This is decision point. If they reclaim this, it will be a look below and fail on SOXL and a full reclaim, and then they can start pumping. Already through the 290s. A big, big, big level now. And if we get a short covering rally, do not be surprised to see this at 620 in the next few seconds. Right, just straight back up. I can imagine it. I can absolutely imagine that happening. All right, folks, I think that's it. That's me done. Nice trades today. Nice trades today. And we'll go again tomorrow. All right, I have no idea what happens for the rest of the day. We remain in a balanced range. Nothing's changing. Look, we're rejecting under previous day value area low. All right, so we can't find an auction successfully yet under previous day's value area low. All right, so we're still inside yesterday. Doesn't mean we stay inside. It might be that we see one of these develop this afternoon. But for now, all right, we must respect what we're seeing for now. And I'll be back tomorrow and we will just have a go again and see where we are. Where we close today is going to be important. I would imagine we're just going to close in range. I can't see us closing outside of 30,300 today. Things can change, but I can imagine us bidding right the way back to 700 today, honestly, and just chopping around on that H1, but we'll see. Peace and love, everyone. Trade safe, be smart, use hard stops. Remember, all we're doing is circulating old news at the moment. You know, that's all we're doing. It's the same stuff. So just be smart with that. See you tomorrow morning, and we'll go again. Peace and love, use hard stops. Take care.